That's a fair ball to Jake. What a play from Jake Oliver. And that is destroyed! Tie game! That's in play down the third baseline. Peter makes the great play from Peter McNeil.
Justice already took advantage of that. What a play over at third.
He's heading home. Oh, he's out. He's gonna be out. Jordan Rice hangs out. Trey Cluxton right. Puts it over to first and still gives Alex Hart.
Cross, get out, ball later!
He might have missed it. Got it wrong from Jordan Rice. And that's a shot. That's a home run play. Steps on second, flips over to first, and he does it! Oh my Lord, Zach Inouye, a solo!
That's in play down the third baseline. Peter makes the great play from Peter McNeil.
Oh! Philip Rosenbark's walk off the eighth season. Oh!
Cross, get out, ball later!
And that ball is out of here! Walk-off home run, Jake Oliver! That ball's in play. Goes back, keeper can! Thomas Playhouse makes the grab! He's heading home. Oh, he's out! He's gonna be out! Good move, I like it! That ball is absolutely tattooed! And what a roll! What a roll from Keaton to Keaton!
Flared up. What a play for Peter McNeil!
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to AWA regular season action. We have the Atlantic Aces sitting at 2-4, Eastern Forces in 3-3. It's a rematch of the 2024 World Series, and now they have the regular season matchup. First time since that September performance where the Aces took home their first title. I'm Jack Blahouse, and let's get right into the starting lineups.
Aaron Schofield, Washington State University.
Moses Valadez, go Wave.
Morgan Granich, Northwest Guatemalan High School.
Dylan Carroll, Little Man, Big Dreams.
Jace Pratt, Jackson High School.
So Dylan Carroll still serving that suspension. He will not be here today. I think he'll be here in late May, maybe early June. Let's take a look at the Eastern Enforcers starting lineup.
Jake Oliver, Seattle Area 5 Trades.
Joshua Gradwell, Evans Midway High School.
Jonathan Galgano, Washington State University.
Tyler Clout, Hilltop Elementary.
Isaac Van Horn, Seattle University.
So that is the Eastern Enforcers starting lineup. There is no John Galgano, but now let's send it down to Robert, who has Moses Valdez. Robert, take it away.
All right, Moses, MVP year last year. What are you taking into this year to, like, get ready?
I think just controlling my mindset a little bit more, just knowing that, hey, baseball is kind of an up and down sport, and just being a lot more consistent with my mindset and just delivering and trusting my defense and doing the best I can, when I'm pitching. I feel like this team is really at our best when I'm up there, and I feel like the guys trust me and I trust them, and hopefully we just keep carrying that into the rest of the season.
All right, so are you any changes to your pitching repertoire so far this season that you're noticing?
Not much. I feel like I've started throwing my drop ball a lot more. Just trying to keep them a little bit more indecisive at the plate, and we'll see how that carries, throughout the rest of the year.
Yeah. All right, good luck out there.
Awesome, thanks.
Back to booth, guys.
Thank you for that, Robert. And we are just about ready to start game number 1. Moses Valdez will be on the mound. Still has a very quality ERA. Hasn't had the innings. They've elected to use Jace Pratt a little more often. His ERA in the 2025 season thus far, 1.5 ERA, 13 Ks, so picking up right where he left off, only 10 innings pitched. And we'll see if Jace Pratt can get a victory for the Aces. The Aces offense really carried their team to the World Series last year, and after a little bit of a slower start offensively, they're going to try and figure it out against arguably the best 1-2 pitching duo in the league. Josh Gradwell and Jake Oliver. Josh Gradwell already has 2 no-hitters under his belt. Good enough for top 4 in the league. And we'll get first pitch shortly.
Really? I'll take it. I'll take it for the ankle pain. Huh? I did. They haven't kicked in yet. Get out of there.
So we're about to start game 1, and we're going to shout out Mason, Miles, and Mike, first-time listeners of AWA Wiffle Ball. Really appreciate it. So here we are, all ready to start. Isaac Van Horn will lead it off. A little bit of a switch up in the lineup. Isaac Van Horn, the rookie this year, has had his offensive struggles. Very good defensively thus far. Going to try and switch it up and put him at leadoff. He'll be at second base today. Both these teams have very good defense. Aces arguably have the best defense in the league with Aaron Schofield, Moses Valdez, and Morgan Granich. Morgan Granich robbed a home run last week. It'll be tough to knock that off as the top play this year. And here's the first pitch, swinging right there, and I guess they're putting Jace Pratt in there. Last second sub, but that is a strike. Fouls it off. This will be 0-2. Just misses ball, and now joined by Shane Hansen up in the booth. Nice to have some company up here.
Hey guys, what's going on?
There's that knuckleball, just misses. Shane, what are the keys here for Jace Pratt to figure it out? You know, his ERA is a little elevated. It's at 5.4.
Yeah, you know, I mean, I think it's interesting that they're starting with him today, as that's strike 3. But, you know, as we know, he's a very capable pitcher. He was pretty much the Wolfpack's ace last year, so you know, I think, I mean, the thing with the Enforcers is they have a lot of, you know, high-level offensive talent.
Yeah.
Which, you know, mainly Jake Oliver. But there's a lot of guys on this team that you can kind of, I feel like, fool them with some bad pitches that look a little juicy.
Yeah, and so far for the Enforcers, it's been kind of the Jake Oliver offensively. That's what's got them to 3-3. And obviously, if they get a little more offensive production from their other guys, that as that ball's hit and play over to Jace Pratt, gets the out. But that's kind of been the story for the Enforcers. They've just been kept in check by their pitching, which a lot of times is all you really need. If you have two solid pitchers, you can go deep in this league.
Yeah, which, I mean, they have probably the best 1-2 pitching combo in the league.
And here's that second pitcher right now, Jake Oliver, off to a hot start offensively, 500 average, 1 home run. So his home run total not as high as he would personally expect it to be at this point in the season. We're only week 2, though.
I was going to say it's early.
2-0, very patient hitter. But if Jace Pratt can start to dial in that knuckleball, it's going to be a long day. That's a nice pitch right there. A long day for this Enforcer squad.
Yeah.
Just outside, 3-1.
Well, and you know, when we think of the Aces, I mean, people oftentimes, I think of their offensive firepower, but there are no slouches on defense either. I mean,
yeah,
you have Gold Glove winner Aaron Schofield, and Morgan Granich has his fair share of excellent plays, especially, you know, robbing home runs and stuff like that.
As Jake Oliver gets on with a walk, I guess probably the wild card for this Enforcers team is Tyler Clout, and he's been in and out of the league for a few years now. He's first played in 2020, so he's been in the league for a while now, but just like any athletic thing, you got to take some time to get right back into it.
Yeah.
But in that 2020 season, he was a offensive threat. Swinging over the top of that one, 1-2.
He can quit the game, but the game can't quit him.
Yeah, that's true. Always coming back. It's a good eye right there, 2-2. Caught him swinging right there for strike 3. Got him a little bit half swing sword action right there. Nice pitching there from Jace Pratt. And we will head to the bottom of the first. 0-0 is the score. So Josh Gradwall will step in, and even though he is technically 3rd in the league in ERA, actually 4th with a 1.74, arguably he has the best stuff we've seen for the amount of innings he's pitched. 2 no-hitters so far. It's kind of wild that, I mean, 1.74, that's not a high ERA, but you'd expect him to be top of the league in all those categories. He's not even first in strikeouts. That goes to his cousin Drew Gradwell of the Nighthawks with 23.
Yeah, it seems like the key to being a successful pitcher in this league is to have the last name Gradwell or Oliver.
That is true. It's very true.
But
and I guess now Thomas with the Thomas brothers coming.
True.
But Aaron Schofield steps in. Looks at a nasty first pitch strike. Aaron Schofield, 391 on the year. That's high, and I guess probably the key, if there is a key to hitting Josh Gradwell, is that first pitch strike. He likes to get ahead early and often. So if you know he's coming in with a first pitch strike, be ready to swing. Because after he gets ahead in the count, you just usually don't have a shot. He just throws all kinds of junk nowhere near the zone.
Gets you to chase.
3-1 count. That ball's hit hard over to Jake Oliver. Makes a nice grab. Throws over to first for the out. So solid defense right there. 1 away. And, you know, usually when you're hitting a grounder to the third base, there's a higher chance than not if you have the speed, you can beat it out. But Jake Oliver, very good defensively. Now Morgan Granich steps in, who hitting 300 on the year, which is not exactly where he wants his average to be. Still respectable, but it's one of the players to keep an eye on, because if he gets hot, he got hot last year, and he was the best hitter in the league for about 4 weeks of the later half of the season. Then he hurt his wrist. So,
right.
If he's healthy, you know, he is for sure a Silver Slugger candidate.
Yeah, I mean, it came down to pretty much him, Zane Phillips, and Mark Campanero there towards the end of the year.
3-0 count. It's a 4-pitch walk to Morgan Granich, so Josh Gradwell being a little careful. Now we'll face Jace Pratt, who struggled a little bit offensively to begin the year, 167 average. But they brought him in the offseason from the Wolfpack to get that #2 starting pitcher. And that's kind of the only piece they missed last year. The Aces, I mean, they still won the whole thing, but
right.
That ball's popped up and caught as he tags to second. Morgan Granich, and he's just going to go to third. No one's over there. May as well. So as far as productive outs go, that is a productive out.
I noticed the Aces doing that more so than most other teams, whereas, you know, just stealing extra bases like that. So there's no one there. I'm just going to keep going.
Moses Valdez steps in. Go-ahead run sitting 40 feet away at third base. Plays off of it, 2-0. And where Josh Gradwell has had trouble, it has been the first inning. He's the only pitcher to ever lose while throwing a no-hitter. That happened last year.
That sounds impossible.
Oh, that's nice right there. 44 miles per hour on the eephus. Fouls that off. Full count. Moses Valdez, last year's MVP. That is a little quick. Blows it by him.
I was going to say, was that the bat speed it picked up?
I don't know. Unfortunately, we don't have the no. I think usually most guys are averaging bat speed higher than in the 60s.
I mean, yeah.
Especially with these light bats, but hey, we just look at the radar and that's all we can point to.
Regardless, it's a foul tip.
And there you go, strike 3. So maybe the speed check there was a little bit of a throw off his timing. We're going to head to the top of the second. 0-0 remains the score. So Isaac Van Horn back in, Jace Pratt back on the mound. So good inning 1 for Jace Pratt. That's kind of the biggest key for his confidence pitching, those scoreless inning 1s. Lots of fans getting thrown out.
Getting a little rowdy in Club 65.
There's a slow ball to begin to Isaac Van Horn. Struck out in his first plate appearance, trying to get together some hits. Man can get hot. Isaac has a baseball background. That's a nasty pitch right there. 1-2. Hits him there. Maybe we should start calling that if it hits the batter, hits the zone. Kind of like a tipped third strike into the glove. As well to fight that off. It's going to be a no pitch regardless at 62.
Or could we do a cricket strike, like if it hits the ground?
Yeah, we should start allowing that. Oh, that's a nasty pitch right there for strike 3. Great start for Jace Pratt for the first out of the inning. I remember I said I'd give anyone $100 if they were to swing at one of those cricket pitches and hit a home run. No one really took me up on that offer. I guess the odds of hitting a home run are much lower than. I think you kind of just needed to hit the front of the turf to pop up.
That would, yeah, I was gonna say that sounds not impossible, but pretty close to it.
Also $100 if you hit the Trevor May target out there. It's only been done in BP.
Yeah, I'm very surprised that's not been done.
Mark, I think, was the closest, about 1 inch above it last year. Josh Gradwell swings at a strike right there, 2-1. That pitch has a ton of movement. If he just starts out a little higher, who knows? That'll be a walk. So Josh Gradwell on via the walk, and Jake Oliver will step right back in, walking his last plate appearance. One of the toughest outs in the league right here. And dirtiest player.
Yeah.
He's
permanent stains.
Yeah, he's permanently stained his jersey. Don't know how that happened. It's a foul ball. We'll look at the replay if he went. And okay, it'll be a ball. We're checking to see if he went, but he did not.
Hit him.
And there's a strike, top of the zone, 1-1.
That was a quick 57 miles an hour.
Ooh. Knuckleball misses high. One of the few pitchers still utilizing that knuckleball. Oh, that's a dirty pitch right there, 2-2. Need to get some zip ties for that zone. It's down to its final 6. Hits his arm there. Full count. That'll hit him. So Jace Pratt loses Jake Oliver. Now Tyler Cloud will step in. Struck out in his first plate appearance.
Back-to-back walks there. That's not the kind of momentum you want if you're the Aces, but
that's tough. And yeah, that's been the struggle for Jace this year. Just little issues with command. Then you find yourself trying to throw lob strikes to get some strikes over the plate, and then you start getting hit hard.
Yeah.
Still a 5 ERA. Could be much worse.
Could be Aaron on the mound.
Yeah. Low, ball 2. 2-0. That ball's in play just past Jace. Over to Aaron Schofield for the out. So great job there from Aaron to make the play. It will be a productive out and advance the runners, though. Now come down to the rookie once again, Isaac Van Horn, trying to get some momentum for this Enforcers team.
It's kind of an interesting spot here, having runners in scoring position, but 2 outs. This would be a great time to bunt if that was allowed. But
well, technically, every at bat would be a great time to bunt if they were allowed.
Well,
the odds of making the play are very difficult. Jace a pretty solid defender though. So that misses. 2-0. It's a nice pitch. 55 on the outside part of the zone. 2-1. Got him swinging there. 2-2 count. Jace picks out his favorite pearl. Is that full count?
I have full count.
Is that not full count?
Was it? I have no idea.
We both had full. That's 4? Okay. All right.
All right.
That'll be a walk then. Scorer's booth down there said that it was a walk. And now Josh Gradwall will step in. And Jace Pratt needs to dial it in here. This is where it could get out of hand.
Yeah, the only saving grace really is having 2 outs here.
Yeah, just, you know, get the ball in play. Anything can happen. And usually when you see Jace's velo down, it means he's, you know, trying to lob it in there, and that's not always the key for success. And that's a 4-pitch walk. It'll walk in the first run of the game. So Enforcers lead it now 1-0. Unfortunately, it doesn't get any easier for Jace Pratt as Jake Oliver steps in. He's got 2 walks today.
Yeah, he's obviously a very patient hitter, but also, I mean, obviously being a former league MVP and whatnot, I mean, he's one of the best hitters as well, so.
Yeah, he definitely wants to swing.
Not, in other words, not the guy you want at the plate right now.
Yeah.
If you're Jace Pratt.
Yeah, and this is kind of one of those situations where you almost maybe give him the Barry Bonds treatment.
Right.
Walks better than a Grandy, as Jake's laughing. Ooh. Don't know how that missed, but it does. 3-0. And that's a 4-pitch walk, so the Enforcers get on another run. Now Tyler Clow will step in with the bases loaded. And honestly, if you're the Enforcers, dare Jace to throw a strike. I know a grand slam would feel awesome, but if he's not throwing any strikes.
I mean, you might as well take the runs, you know?
Yeah. Ball 1. Ball 2. This is a position the Aces don't often find themselves in. They're 2-4 in 2025. A bit of difficult situation here as he looks at 3-0.
Yeah, I figured after, you know, adding in Jace Pratt, they kind of would have, you know, more or less carried on the way that they did last year, if not better. I mean, that, because like you were saying earlier, that kind of solved their really only hole that they had.
Yeah.
But, yeah, a little bit of a turbulent start here.
Captain Aaron Schofield over there talking to Jace. Just need one more out. 3-0. Not the biggest deficit in the world. Very doable. You need to start throwing some strikes here. You got a great defense behind you.
Yeah. Although I am kind of surprised that they have Morgan Granich at first and not second.
Yeah, after last week.
And just considering the type of defender he is, but.
Fouls that off. 1-1. Isaac Van Horn 0-2 with 2 Ks and a walk up to this point. It's a nice pitch. 1-2. Isaac looking for his second hit in the AWA. Has first hit last week. Got him swinging on a nasty knuckleball, and Jace Pratt will limit the damage, but 3 come across for the Enforcers. 3-0 as we head to the bottom of the second. So here we go. Aaron Schofield steps in. 0 for 1 with a ground out. That ball is, of course, hits the Aaron Schofield tree. 0-1. It's league mandated. He signed a contract every at bat. He has to hit that tree. Aaron has one of the more violent swings in the AWA. Sometimes it looks a little painful.
Yeah, I mean, he's going for the kill.
Yeah. That just foul again. He did get the Dingers or Nothing award last year, which is awarded to a player with a lot of home runs and a lot of strikeouts.
Was it
his
him?
strikeouts weren't that high. He narrowly beat out Zane Phillips, who had less strikeouts. Just, you know, if you want that award, it's pretty easy. Just strike out a lot, hit double-digit home runs, 2-2. Nasty pitch, strike 3. And I know that no team loves facing Josh Gradwell. No one's really been able to figure him out this year. I'd say him and Drew right now are the front runners for Cy Young. I guess we also have to throw in Tommy Tickets. But I don't know if the inning work is there for Tommy Tickets at this point in the season.
Yeah, I was going to say, and he's not a consistent starter anyways, so.
Yeah, a little bit injury prone. Got to limit the innings pitched. Morgan Granich steps in, walked in his first plate appearance. Outside, 2-0. Last time Josh walked Morgan on 4 pitches, so looks like he's not throwing too many strikes to the slugger.
He's scared.
Oh, well.
Look at him shaking out there.
First strike thrown to Morgan today. That is a tough pitch at 54, and maybe it's his delivery. It's a little sneaky, kind of hides the ball, but those pitches creep up on you. That is strike 3, back-to-back strikeouts. 2 outs now.
Well, as you were saying earlier, he has trouble in the first inning, which, I mean, no runs allowed last inning, but, you know, it was a little turbulent, but.
Yeah, trouble as far as trouble for Josh Gradwell.
But back-to-back strikeouts now. Seems to be more on it.
Ball 1, Jace Pratt looking to help out his cause. Look at another ball high, 2-0.
Trying to give himself a win in the pitching stats.
Yeah. That ball is just fair. That'll, unfortunately for Jace, if that was another foot over it, could have been a ground rule double, but he'll take the hit for sure. Break up that no-hitter from Josh. You can't have 3 no-hitters already. I mean, that would just be out of control.
Yeah.
Now Moses Valdez steps in. Looks at a ball. Moses was a very big contributor for the Aces last year. 3rd in the league in RBIs. Was almost unhittable in the postseason, especially when it got late at night, which led to his MVP in the regular season and World Series. 2-1.
Yeah, I mean, normally when we think of Moses, we think of the pitching, which is obviously great, but he's a very well-rounded player. I mean, he's also very dangerous at the plate, so.
It's a full count here, yeah, and it's kind of been implemented unintentionally, but only way you're really winning MVP is if you are a prolific pitcher. Mark Campanero had a very good year last year, but didn't pitch, as that is a nasty pitch. Josh Gradwell will get out of it, and we'll head to the top of the 3rd. 3-0 remains the score. So here we go. Josh Gradwall looks at ball 1 from Jace Pratt. And the Aces just need, it's a nice swing right there. Aces, I mean, realistically, probably their thought process is they're going to not start up their ace, Moses Valdez, against Josh Gradwall for at least one of the games, thinking they can secure a win there just because of how well Josh Gradwall has been pitching. Just a smart plan.
Yeah. Well, and then if you can get Valdez versus Oliver in game 3, it's maybe a more favorable matchup. I don't know. But then again, Oliver's obviously a great pitcher, so.
Yeah, I'm sure there'll be a matchup one of these games, maybe game 2, we'll see, as Jace Pratt will walk the leadoff batter, Josh Gradwall. Now, Jake Oliver, 3 walks so far, going for the, I don't know, what do you call 4 walks? The platinum sombrero?
I don't know. Is that a thing?
I don't know. I'm sure there is.
Production booth, look it up.
Yeah. And you can tell he wants to swing. Fouls it back. Oh, and 2 count here to Jake Oliver. Just low on the curve. 1 and 2. That, oh, no pitch. Bailed out. Jake almost didn't look, but he did check.
At the last second.
Doesn't matter. Strike 3. So a big strikeout right there. Arguably the biggest one in this Enforcers lineup. Now Tyler Clout will step in 0 for 2. Strikeout and a ground out. That is a nasty, oh, no pitch. That's tough. Jace shaking his head. Ball 1. Does go. 1 and 1. We'll look at the replay, but from here it looked like he went. Yeah. 1 and 1.
Yeah.
Two and 1 the count. Jace Pratt trying to get out of this inning so the Aces can try to set up a little walk-off in the bottom of the 3rd. 3 runs, usually very doable, but the way Josh Gradwall's been pitching, that's a nasty pitch. Evens the count, 2 and 2.
Yeah, I mean, if any team's gonna do it though, I think it'd probably be the Aces.
Yeah.
But
sometimes they turn it on and there's just no stopping this offense, something we never saw until last year. That knuckleball sails high. Another run gets on, so 2 walks in the inning for Jace Pratt. It's been one of those walk strikeout games for Jace. Very little contact, which is, I guess, a good thing and a bad thing.
Yeah, did the Enforcers have any hits?
We do not speak of that until the game is over. Ball 1.
Yeah,
and
baby.
That ball is going back, and you just jinxed it. 3-run home run. And the Enforcers lead it 6-0. Told you not to bring it up, Shane.
To be fair, I didn't know.
But that is the first home run for the rookie. What do you say? To be fair?
Yeah.
What's to be fair?
But I didn't know that.
Oh.
That was, yeah.
Yeah, please, it's the announcer's jinx. Happens every time I'm up here. So that's why I don't speak on anything. Jeez. 0-1. That's 1 technical issued to Josh Gradwall.
say all sorts of things about me.
One more and he'll be ejected.
Yep. Oh, that's nasty. 0-2. Chase Pratt just needs a little fire in him after that home run. And there you go, strike 3. So maybe you just need Jace.
How about a 3-pitch
angry.
strikeout?
Yeah. Faces Jake Oliver again. Struck him out in his last plate appearance. Ooh, that's some solid face contact right there.
He may charge the mound after that.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought I was doing it again.
Thinking if we might implement a rule that if you nail someone perfectly in the face, it should count as a strike, because that's much harder to do. The ball is popped up. Jace wanted no part of that.
Jake Oliver would have probably made an attempt at it.
Fouls it off. 2-2. God, that's a nasty pitch. Strike 3, and we head to the bottom of the 3rd. Aces need 6 runs to keep this game alive, 7 to walk it off. So Aaron Schofield will lead it off. It's kind of wild. Both teams have 1 hit, but the Enforcers have 6 runs. Aces have 0. I think the key difference there is the walks. Josh Gradwell only 1 walk today.
And a 3-run home run helps. But
yeah, true. Jace Pratt 9 walks. Just low. That ball is going back. Jake Oliver will make the play. And that was on a good line. That carried a little bit farther. Had an opportunity to hit the shortest part of the fence. Home run cycle, 78 feet to that bottom of that pole. Seen it a few times.
Yeah.
Always feels good to hit a home run there. Now Morgan Granch will step in. Outside, ball 1.
There's nothing like hitting it over the actual fence, you know?
Yeah. That is a tough pitch. 1-1. Nasty pitch again. 1-2. Josh Gradwell's got his ERA down to 1.42. Let me see if that'll jinx him.
I was going to say. Didn't you just lecture me about something?
2-2. Got him swinging. Strike 3, and the Aces are down to their final out of game number 1. Well, that's a tall task, this Enforcers team facing Josh Gradwell. This is the best I've seen Josh pitch in 3 years in the league.
Yeah, no kidding.
I think if right now it's his Cy Young to lose.
Well, especially against an offense that's typically so good.
Jace Pratt has the only hit of the day for the Aces. Just outside. A little sigh of relief there from Jace Pratt. Swing in there, 2-1. That drop ball is deadly.
Yeah, and they're chasing it because, I mean, need 6 runs, got to get a lot of hits.
Yeah. 2-2. Does a great job there to lay off that one. I mean, the drop ball you can throw for a strike, but it's just devastating when he throws it like that. Outside, so Jace Pratt is on. It'll go to Moses Valdez. So a little bit of hope here for the Aces. Ball is popped straight back. We definitely caught it.
Definitely didn't just fall on the ground.
0-2 to Moses Valdez. .95 on the gun. Don't know if that was very accurate, but it's a ball. Doesn't matter. 1-2.
I don't know. It looked pretty close.
Yeah. Caught him swinging. Strike 3, and Josh Gradwell tosses another gem. We will get game 2 started shortly. Enforcers take game 1 6-0.
Josh Gradwell, let me get you for an interview, dog.
Are you pitching? No, fishing. Either way.
We're going to send it down to Robert, who has Josh Gradwell with him. Robert, take it away.
All right. The announcers in the booth said that was your best pitching performance so far in the league for you. Did you feel that way up on the mound?
Yeah, the warm-up didn't go to plan as well, but I kind of found my groove, just changed the arm angle of a couple things, and the ball started breaking.
Nice. Are you expecting something similar for game 2? Anything new you want to add to the repertoire?
No, I think going to keep messing with the speed. These guys are power hitters, so they're ready to rock on release, so you just got to mix up their timing and keep them honest.
All right, good luck out there.
Thanks, bud.
Back to the booth, guys.
And there's Morgan Granich. Poor Morgan. It was a rough first game. Hopefully he's okay. Yeah, talk about a World Series slump. That's what he needs.
All right, enforcers, get out there.
So here we go, getting ready to start game number 2.
We got to call security to get that fan off the field.
Yeah, we got some rowdy fans here today.
Nice.
Josh Gradwell back on the mound after throwing a one-hitter. So, you know, he does throw games other than no-hitters, which is good for the Aces. But he's got his ERA down to 1.35, 25 Ks. So until Drew Gradwell pitches on Wednesday, he has the lead in strikeouts. But Aaron Schofield will lead it off.
How many does Drew have? Do you know off the top of your head?
Drew has 23 strikeouts, and Drew also has a .5 ERA, but the asterisk on that ERA is some crappy defense from the Nighthawks. Josh Gradwell really doesn't have many balls in play, so any runs scored against him are usually earned. But Wednesday will be Nighthawks Pilots, the second game of week number 3, already in week 3 here in early May. So here comes Aaron Schofield for his first at-bat of game number 2. They're going to see if they've started to figure out Josh Gradwell. Ball 1.
It feels like we just started.
Yeah. It was a pretty good pace game. There you go. It's the, I guess technically didn't hit the tree, hit the bush, but
that was close enough.
I say a respectable time in the first game, right around 40 minutes. Outside, 2-1. Josh Gradwell has the mic on. 3-1. There's a few players that when they're with a mic, it just doesn't affect them. Josh Gradwell, one of them. I was going to say Aaron until last game. It's a healthy hack right there. Full count for Aaron Schofield.
I think it affects our umpire, Jason Morehouse, most of all.
Yeah, seriously. That's a high pitch right there. Aaron Schofield's on with a walk, so there goes the perfect game opportunity. Aaron's shaking hands. Might be his first time on base today. Gotta feel good. So now Morgan Grant will step in. Morgan Granich's average is dipped right below 300 for the first time this season. Expected when you're facing Josh Gradwell. Ball 1. So yeah, first inning, they get some walks together. They got Moses on the mound trying to steal one here. But right now the Aces at 2-5. Exact opposite from where they were. They had such a hot start last year, and they never looked back.
I thought they had kind of a slow start last year.
I think they were, well, I can go back. I think they only ended up losing like 5 games, so that's a 4-pitch walk. But Jace Pratt will now step in after back-to-back walks. Jace, the only Aces player who has had a hit against Josh Gradwell. And I guess kind of the issue here with Josh Gradwell pitching is the Enforcers defense ready to make a play? They kind of get lulled when you see strikes, walkouts. Sorry, strikeouts and walks. Switch that up, 2-0. Jake's over here eating his fingernails.
Well, not to mention, I mean, you got 2 speedsters in Aaron Schofield and Morgan Granich on base right now, so.
And see all the hype I give to Josh, and now he's can't really find the zone here. Another walk, so base is loaded. Moses Valadez steps in.
I think that's back-to-back 4-pitch walks.
He didn't throw too many pitches in the first game today, and I mean, arm fatigue in wiffle ball doesn't really happen, or we just don't know about it. Hits him there. Ball 1. Just low, 2-0, and this is kind of a deja vu from Jace Pratt's inning where he walked a fair amount of batters in a single inning. 2-1.
And still no outs, so not an ideal situation if you're an enforcer, but
that'll help. 2-2. Got him swinging strike 3. So that's a big strikeout. Josh Gradwell starting to lock in with the bases loaded. Now Aaron Schofield, the lineup will turn over and he'll step in. Still only 1 home run on the year. You see as the temperature starts to rise, so does the home runs.
Funny how that works.
Yeah. Here in the marine layer of Edmonds, Washington.
Yeah.
Say this is pretty good weather. It's a nice pitch right there, 1-1.
But I think it's also, I mean, part of it probably has to do too with the fact that these guys are.
That ball's hit hard in the gap. Moses Valdez comes in. Morgan Granish right behind him, and he'll get Jace Pratt. But a double will score 2 runs for the Aces, their first runs of the day. So there's the captain coming in clutch, hitting a double. You don't see too many doubles in the AWA.
Yeah, that was really hit kind of in the perfect spot there, right in that little lull next to Club 65.
Yeah.
I mean,
that's kind of the only place you can hit it to get a double.
Well, and I mean, it helps when you're as fast as Aaron Schofield is, but.
Ball 1. 2-0. I guess the good thing there for the Enforcers, they do get Jace Pratt going to 3rd. So now they only need 1 out to get out of this inning. It's a nice pitch, top of the zone, 2-1. Just outside at 47 miles per hour, 3-1 count. That's inside, so Morgan Granish will walk. Jace Pratt will step right back in. Walked in his first plate appearance. Later was tagged out at 3rd base. And after hyping up Josh Gradwell's ERA, I'll say it balloon, but he's right back to where he started at 1.71.
Oh, all right.
There's a strike right down the middle, 0-1.
I mean, it's still under 2. I feel like I'll take that.
Very doable. Fouls it off. Forchers, though, they're going to have to go up against Moses Valdez in Game 2, which is a tall task for any offensive lineup.
Yeah.
Got him swinging, and he's out of the inning after a nice hit there from Aaron Schofield. Aces currently lead at 2-0 as we head to the bottom of the 1st inning. So Isaac Van Horn will step in fresh off his first career home run in the AWA. RBI total up to 4. And right, unfortunately for him, right after he started seeing Jace Pratt, he's got to face Moses Valdez for the first time in his career. Moses has that wide out step you'll see right there as he hits Isaac right there. Interesting pitching motion. Gets him for a strike right there, 1-1. Swinging there, 1-2.
Yeah, I would imagine, I mean, especially for a righty hitter, that's very weird because, I mean, he's basically releasing the ball like behind you.
I don't understand how he throws it for strikes so often as that's fouled off.
Well, and I guess, too, that also just makes it so that it has so much more movement. Because but.
That's a nasty pitch right there. Strikeout, first strikeout of the game for Moses Valdez.
See, what's weird though is he doesn't always do it. Like on that last pitch there, he more or less just went straight ahead. But
yeah, I guess in wiffle ball there is more tell than in baseball about what pitch is coming in. Limited distance, so you really gotta have the right release point for some of these pitches. Josh Gradwell steps in, looks at ball one. Just high, 2-0. 3-0 count. That ball is hit fair. Aaron Schofield. That'll be a ground rule double. That ball was just fair. Thought Aaron might have had a chance at knocking it down, but it gets past him. So Josh Gradwell gets on via the double. So 2 doubles today. Jake Oliver will step in. Must have some, swings over the top of that one, must have some allergies or something. He's touching his eyes quite a bit.
Is he?
0-2. Might be affecting the vision a little bit.
They've been killing me with my eyes.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Does not go.
At work, people are like, are you crying? No, my eyes just itch.
Well, yes, but no.
Only on the inside. No, but.
Nice pitch right there. Strike 3. Moses Valdez gets his second strikeout. Big out right there. And now Tyler Clout will step in. First time seeing Moses Valdez in probably for the first time in his career.
Yeah, because Moses missed a majority of 2023, didn't he?
Yeah, this Aces team has had their fair share of injuries. Does not go 2-0.
They just play too hard, man. They got to relax.
That's a nice pitch. 2-1 count. Nasty pitch right there. 2-2. Unhittable. Strike 3. And we head to the top of the second. Aces lead at 2-0. Moses Valdez will step in. Had a strikeout in his last plate appearance. Hits that into play. Josh Gradwell bobbles it, and he doesn't have time. Tyler Clout a little annoyed there. Thought he still had an opportunity. We haven't seen too many of those hits. That's always kind of a, yeah. Always kind of a tough thing we see with pitchers is holding multiple balls in the other hand. It's hard to just drop them. That's a hefty swing right there. Might have felt the breeze. Strike 1.
I like the Drew Gradwell approach of just putting out, like, 6 balls in your pockets.
Yeah, he's got a lot. He's got 4 right now in his hands. Just a bit high. Whatever works, works.
Yeah, I guess.
Maybe I need to hold 7 balls in my hand. That ball's hit hard past Isaac Van Horn, and Moses Valdez will get all the way to third, and Aaron Schofield has come to hit Josh Gradwell in game number 2. That ball was hit so hard. I thought for a second maybe Isaac had a chance to make a play.
I know,
but
just past his hand. That would have been a great play.
Yeah.
But
yeah, that's tough, especially with the shadows right now.
Yeah.
Not ideal.
But instead, it'll be a double.
So runners on second and third now for Morgan Greenwich. Outside 2-0. Just low. Morgan's already walked twice today. Might just not be seeing Josh very well, so he'll take the walks. It's a nice pitch outside of the zone, 3-1.
I mean, I don't blame him. I wouldn't be seeing it well either.
Yeah, it's tough. There's a walk. So base is now loaded for Jace Pratt. Still no outs. Ace is trying to even this series, 1 game apiece. Aces, even if they win the next 2 games, they still will not be above 500. Sitting currently at 2-5. There's a nice pitch, 0-1. That ball's in play to Jake Oliver. He'll throw home for the out. Great job there from Jake Oliver to understand there was a force out at home. He just hits the backstop. Rules, if you hit the backstop and the ball crosses the plate before the runner comes in, counts as an out. So that'll be a fielder's choice, confirmed via replay. So that'll keep the game at 2-0. Moses Valdez, after being thrown out at home, will step in to hit.
But still got bases loaded, so.
Yeah,
still got
1 out is better than no outs, but still a lot can happen here.
Still got to be on your toes if you're the enforcers here.
Morgan Grant's kind of got an interesting leadoff. He's on the other side of the base. Maybe he's trying to just see what these pitches look like. Trying to get a read 0-2. Ball 1.
That is interesting.
Yeah. Thought about it, but it's high, 2-2. Moses has a strikeout and a single in game number 2. Will be full count now. Base is loaded. Something's got to happen here. That ball is popped up to Josh Gradwell. He will make the play, so he'll hold the runners for 1 more out.
After starting that at-bat 0-2, that would have been very unfortunate for Gradwell had that been a walk coming all the way back from 0-2. But
man, some of these pitchers like Josh, they really just lock in when the bases are loaded. I guess technically the easiest play to make is a throw home.
Yeah.
So you got that in your back pocket, as we saw Jake Oliver make that play for the first out of this inning.
As long as you keep the ball in front of you, but
yeah.
Yeah.
But Aaron Schofield will step in, and it's been impossible to get out for Josh Gradwell in game 2. He's got 2 doubles and a walk. Thought about it, did not go. 2-0. Causing some issues for Josh Gradwell here in game 2. And maybe that's kind of the best move here, you know. Pitch around him. Or not. 3-1. Perfect pitch right at 60 miles per hour. That ball is going back. Isaac Van Horn will make the play, and they get out of the jam. Enforcers get out of the bases loaded jam and will remain 2-0 as we head to the bottom of the second. So here in the bottom half of the second, Isaac Van Horn will lead it off. After homering in game 1, he has a strikeout in game number 2. Moses Valdez, nearly unhittable, has 1 hit in this game. That's a hard hit ball and right into the Aaron Schofield tree. Isaac Van Horn's got his average at least into the hundreds, so moving in the right direction. That ball is just popped up to Jace Pratt, and he'll make the play for the first out. 1 away. Josh Gradwell has the only hit of the day for the Enforcers.
That's pretty wild.
I'm sorry, I mean, well, second of the game, yes, for 2 total hits for the Enforcers here today. That's it. No pitch, 61. So remain 0-0. Fouls it off, 0-1. A little bit of a sword there. Fouls it off, 0-2. 1-2 count. Does well to fight that one off. Remains 1-2. That ball's hit in play, perfect place. And Josh Gradwell is on via the single. He's 2 for 2. Hey, he's got an opportunity for the cycle, a single and a double.
I mean, that was just a check swing, it looked like, but I mean, worked out obviously. Hit it to the perfect part of the field there, so.
Jake Oliver will step in, 0 for 1 with a strikeout. Does not go. 2-0. Jake Oliver, after kind of the difficult pitching from this Aces Today's, average is down to 412. But he is normally kind of a slower starter offensively. Last year he had a very rough start. Ended up hitting .393 with 10 home runs.
That's not too shabby.
He's annoyed after that one. Thought he had a nice little dinger pitch right there, but it'll be 3-1. That ball is going back and caught for the out. That ball was hit very hard, but he pops it straight up. The second out of the inning.
I noticed Morgan Granich is playing literally at the fence. I mean, he ran behind a couple trees to get that. That's kind of what he does, though. It's like it's his thing.
He's definitely fishing for home runs out there. Just a smart play. You see a lot of different ways they play defense, but Keaton McKay has kind of revolutionized the defensive position. He starts all the way back there, just like you see with Morgan. Morgan on the other side, though. Maybe that's just kind of a strategy so you know where the trees are at. 2-1. 3-1. That ball's in play. Moses Valdez will throw over to first for the out, and that will end the bottom of the second. We head to the top of the third inning. 2-0 remains the score. So here we go. Morgan Granich steps in. 3 walks here in game number 2. Does not go. Josh Gradwell's really pounding the drop ball on Morgan Granich. Just laying off it, though. Low again. Back-to-back drop balls from Josh Gradwell. 3-0. He could get that. Well, I guess we'll call it the platinum walk or platinum sombrero. As he fouls that back. Confirmed via our producer booth. There is no such thing as a platinum sombrero, but no pitch. Remains 3-1.
But we're doing it anyways.
Yeah. We can do what we want. Much rather have the platinum sombrero than the golden sombrero.
What's the golden sombrero?
That's 4 strikeouts. Which is actually a thing.
Surprised I never heard of that.
There it is, the platinum sombrero. Seen a fair amount of walks here today from both sides. A lot of times, you know, when you're facing good pitchers, they don't entice you to swing with their pitches. A lot of pitchers come in and have some, you know, soft contact stuff. Not these two guys. They are looking to strike you out or unfortunately walk you.
Which has more so been the case today.
Indeed, not too many hits today. Jace Pratt steps in. That ball's hit hard right into the gaps. There, that's how we do that, you know? Just say there hasn't been many hits.
And there you go. Speak and you shall receive.
Yeah, Jace Pratt is starting to figure out Josh Gradwell, something we haven't really seen from any players. Him and Aaron Schofield. Moses Valdez steps in, looks at ball 1. And already a runner on first and second with no outs. Josh has struggled a little bit here in game number 2. Still only 2-0, but
you never know. He seems to like to turn things on once bases are loaded. So
likes to make things interesting. That is a nasty pitch, top of the zone, 2-2. Just low, full count. So he'll reload on some balls. There's quite a pile behind the pitcher's mound. I don't know if there's something wrong with those. Does not go. So bases loaded, no outs. A position Josh Gradwell has found himself in back-to-back innings. Unfortunate for him, he'll face the hottest hitting player in this Aces lineup. 2 doubles, a walk and a fly out. Almost was able to hit in the bases loaded situation in the last inning, but flew out to the second baseman, Isaac Van Horn, very solid defender. There's a strike right at 60, perfect pitch. That ball is going back out of play. Thought maybe for a second Tyler Clout could make a play on that, but it was tailing foul.
He kind of drifted, yeah. It's interesting how far to the left Isaac Van Horn is playing. I mean, I get it because this guy's known for hitting that way, but
that's a nasty pitch right there. Strike 3, big strikeout there for the first out. Yeah, that's a. Looking at Isaac, his eyes are right in the sun, so it's that time of day where you got to try and hide behind the trees, get a line of sight. But now Morgan Granich will step in. 4 walks today. We'll see what happens here. Just low. For whatever reason, maybe he's in Josh Gradwell's head. Can't seem to throw a strike against him. 2-0. Really going for that on-base crown.
I mean, hey, it's better than striking out.
Yeah, 3-0. Well,
61.
Yeah, 61 doesn't matter, so 3-0 remains the count. It's good to see. Another 61. That is tough.
Oh, man.
That zone has seen better days.
Nah, it'll be all right.
There's a hack at 3-0. Would have been ball 4. What are we going to call 5 walks if it happens? I'm trying to speak it into so something happens here, but
The red diamond sombrero.
Oh, there you go.
Like,
that's a hard hit ball to Isaac Van Horn. And he will throw it over to Aaron Schofield, and Aaron luckily stays on the base, but run will come in, so that's got to feel good for Morgan Greenwich to finally get a hit. Hits in a runner, so 3-0 now the score.
Well, Jake Oliver was kind of in the base path there. Is that are we calling that interference?
I don't know. I didn't even see it. If the players aren't getting chippy, I just, whatever happens, happens. But
I'm
if
just
they start
joking,
yelling at us, then we'll go to the production booth. But sometimes it's not fun calling games without our valuable ump, who unfortunately is not here today.
Tragic.
Yeah. Low. 1-1. Aces tallying 5 hits so far in game number 2, so the offense starting to heat up a bit for them, as that's a nice pitch for a strike. 1-2. Just low. Evens the count, 2-2. Got him swinging there for the second out of the inning. So 2 outs. And if Josh Gradwell can get out of this inning, that might set a bit of a record for holding runners in scoring position. I know technically second base is a scoring position, but in AWA it's really just third base.
I mean, all it takes is an overthrow or something, and well, there you go.
Yeah, I guess technically with all the home runs, every base could be considered scoring position, but Moses Valdez will swing at strike 1. He's 1 for 3 in game number 2. That ball is just foul. Jake Oliver was ready to pounce on it.
As he usually is.
Yeah. 0-2. That ball is going back over the head of Isaac Van Horn. 1 run comes in, 2 runs score. And that is a hard hit ball from Moses Valdez to bring the score 5-0. And it looked like for a second, Jake Oliver is able to catch that throw cleanly. He would have been able to throw it home, but unfortunately couldn't make the play. We saw that with the Wolfpack last week.
Probably a wise decision to hold it, though. I mean, you don't want to.
And that ball's popped up. Jake Oliver. Respect for not running through the mic stand. Yeah, that's the Aces' 5th player here today. Nice little screen from the stand. That ball's popped up to Josh Gradwell. He'll make the play, but the Aces tally on a few more. It's 5-0 Aces as we head to the bottom of the 3rd, and Forchers need 5 to tie, 6 to walk it off. Isaac Van Horn will lead it off. 0 for 2 with a strikeout and a fly out. Hey, the rally starts with the first batter. You know, if you can get on any means necessary, start to get a little confidence, anything can happen.
Oh, yeah.
That's a nasty pitch. 1-1.
Cy Young winner DJ Oliver's here.
Scouting as that ball's in play. Moses Valdez knocks it down, throws over to first. Call on the field is safe. We'll take a look at the replay. Definitely a bang-bang play. Unfortunately, that bobble might cost Moses Valdez. And he is safe, confirmed by the booth. So he's in there.
Yeah, well, you know, those little errors happen when you try to pitch. When you try to, you know, make the play before you actually
it's tough.
Field it. I get it, you're in a hurry, but got to do one thing at a time.
Yeah, and it always comes down to that. I guess Moses Valdez only pitches with one ball in his hand, so you can't blame the multiple ball situation we saw with Josh Gradwell earlier in the game.
True.
But 0-2 after that first pitch was a speed check. Drop ball misses low, 1-2. No pitch. 61, and that's the second speed check in this at bat. It's tough. Moses Valdez shaking his head.
And I get it. I mean, you know, those are 2 strikes that he would have had, but
yeah, it's how many times can we strike out Josh? Technically, we'll say it's 2, but doesn't go. That one's at 60, so legal pitch, but right on the top or half of that limit. There we go. That's how you do that. He is a wow. That is, he's done that a few times. He is I don't even know what you want to call that, a check swing merchant.
Yeah, is that the second time he's done that today?
Yeah, he had one over there earlier today, and he had one last week. That half swing, and that ball is hits the tree, so it'll be a foul ball. It's not very often. No, they don't. It's a foul ball.
Wow,
it's not very often you hit that tree. Yeah, probably have a handful of those every year. So 0-1. Jake Oliver's hit a few moonshots today. Unfortunately, they did not get out for Jake. Fortunate for the Aces. 1-1. 2-1. And what's the ruling in Tropicana Field if you hit the ceiling?
I was just going to ask that.
No pitch. Maybe it depends where you hit it. So it'll remain 2-1 after the speed check.
Except they're not playing there this year, are they?
They indeed are not. If they want to play here, we can let them come over, play their games here. A little bit smaller field.
Every single pitch is a home run.
Yeah. Might have to move the mound back a little bit. No pitch again. So this is a lot of speed checks here for Moses. That ball's in play to Moses. He will make the play this time. Throws for the out. So nice job there to collect himself. And now there's one out. It is a productive out. Advances the batters, and Tyler Clout will step in. Has a strikeout and a ground out up to this point.
Runners in scoring position, though.
Oof. Whew. That's tough. That's a speedy pitch. 1-1. Ooh. Another nasty pitch there from Moses Valdez. Count will be 2-2 now. Nasty pitch. He didn't touch any of the metal plate that at bat. It was all PVC pipe. Definition of painting. And that is the second out of the inning. Isaac Van Horn steps right back in. He also, on the scores tablet, is standing at third base. So we'll see if he can hit himself in. Got on last at bat. After an issue from the pitcher there.
So you're saying run statistics in this league are inaccurate?
Yeah. Well, they're accurate, but confusing.
Yeah.
1-1. Hits him there. 2-1 count. Enforcers down to their final out. Josh Gradwell would be the next batter to bat. He's standing over at second base. Swinging there, evens the count, 2-2. Enforcers down to their final strike. Got him swinging, and that'll end game number 2. They even the series 1 apiece. We'll be back shortly for the rubber match between the Atlantic Aces and Eastern Enforcers. We're going to send it down to Robert, who has Morgan Granich with him. Robert, take it away.
All right, Morgan, you guys have been really patient at the plate. Is that something you guys preach in the dugout before some of these games?
Yeah, we're just I mean, we're trying to be aggressive early, but we're also trying to work the count, you know.
Do you expect that kind of being similar in game 3, just being very patient, very cathedral kind of?
We'll see. I mean, we got Jake on the bump, so I mean most likely I'm assuming so. So I mean, I don't know, he's got like 19 different pitches, so I mean not really, but you know.
All right, good luck out there for game 3. Back to booth, guys.
So we are getting ready to start game number 3. The Aces took game number 2. The Enforcers took game number 1. So a rubber match here in game number 3. Enforcers currently at 4-4. Aces currently at 3-5. So Enforcers trying to get above 500. Aces trying to get one game within 500, and part of the first 3 weeks you play everyone in your division for the first time, and the way it's been going just historically is this NL, Aces, Nighthawks, Pilots, Enforcers have been some of the best teams in the league compared to the AL, so kind of a rough schedule for all the NL teams. The new rule this year is one team will not make the playoffs, so out of 8 teams, 7 teams will make it, so that makes the regular season so much more important. For some teams, we're just kind of waiting to get hot until the postseason. That had been the Nighthawks last year. But you can see this year, Nighthawks starting off at 5-1. Know that every game counts even more. Can't have the slow starts that you once were able to have in the AWA. So Isaac Van Horn will lead it off to begin game number 3. Moses Valdez back on the mound. And we've talked quite a bit about Josh Gradwell, but Moses Valdez, he's got his ERA down to 1.15. Third in the league right now.
Dang.
If he can keep pitching like this, that second MVP is definitely within reach. First pitch of game 3. It's a foul ball, hits the tree. Good job there from Isaac to jump on that first pitch.
I guess the only thing for Moses is he'd also have to back it up with the plate too, which he obviously could, but
yeah, a little bit slower start for Moses pitching wise, or hitting wise, but pitching wise excellent as he strikes out Isaac Van Horn for the first out of game number 3. Quick out number 1, Josh Gradwell will step in. Josh had a very good game number 2. Got his ERA or average up to 3.33. Looks at ball. After that game 2 from Josh, his ERA's 2.02. That's an unfortunate pitch there for him. 1-1. Swinging there, and you can tell in game 3, both these teams are going to come out swinging. They're tired of the walk strikeout situation we've been seeing all day.
Yeah.
Which most likely will lead to more strikeouts. Fouls it off. And, you know, that kind of slow swing, most players would say that's not great, but Josh gets hits that way with those check swings.
It's the wiffle ball bunt.
Yeah. Swinging bunts are allowed. Full count. Does go strike 3. That's the second out of the inning. Jake Oliver will now step in. Jake's had a little bit of a rough day today. Started the day at a 500 average, now down to 368.
Whew.
But he's seen Moses for one full game now. One of the better hitters in the league. Ball 1.
Well, and he had a great World Series going up.
Yeah, he did.
Mostly against Moses, so.
Jake Oliver was postseason MVP last year. Moses Valdez, World Series MVP. So it was these two guys battle for the best player in that World Series. 2-1, and
or
part of the
league
reason why
in
they
general, perhaps.
Yeah, that ball is just foul, but absolutely destroyed. I say part of the reason why the enforcers weren't able to beat the Aces was obviously 1, Moses Valdez, and 2, the only offense they really got in the World Series was this man, Jake Oliver.
Yeah.
Fouls it out. Remains 2-2.
And an occasional Brock home run.
Yeah. Outside, 3-2. Brock Bleaus was traded to the Cyclones in the offseason. Still has yet to make his 2025 debut.
I was gonna say, is he even going to?
Who knows? We've scheduled most of the Cyclones games on Mondays, which is his eligibility days. He's swinging over the no pitch. The enforcers keeping an eye on that radar gun. It's a speed check. See if it comes back to bite Moses here.
Jake and Aaron are always the first to point it out.
Yeah. Hey, it's a rule for a reason, you know.
Which I guess it's good if you're a team captain, but.
And there you go. Walks better than a strikeout. He'll get on. Tyler Clout will now step in, trying to find some success here against Moses Valdez, searching for answers. It's a nice swing. It will be 0-1. He's got the, what's it called, Blippy theme song. His kids are here today.
Is that what that is?
Bluey. 1-1.
I thought that was like Teletubbies or something. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm not very well versed in the children's songs.
Or Mario.
There you go. 2-2. Got him swinging right there for the third out. And we will head to the bottom of the first. Aces get out of the first inning easy breezy.